Hey, welcome to my assessment tool screencast. So I am using Screencast-O-Matic, which is actually a screencasting or screen recording software that Bartow County purchased for us back during COVID when they were trying to figure out ways to help us, I guess, incorporate blended learning when we had to go out for distance learning. And of course, when we came back from COVID, fall of 2020, we did offer a virtual academy for some students, and we are one-to-one here in Bartow, so it was pretty accessible for students to be able to say, okay, I can use my computers at home. And then, of course, teachers were like, well, how can we figure out a way to blend the learning environment and offer lectures and et cetera with the ability to teach students at home. And so that's where Screencast-O-Matic came in. And so I have had opportunities to practice with this screen recorder, and I really like it. It's pretty user-friendly and not too hard to manage. So with that being said, this is Screencast-O-Matic, and I am showing you learning software that I found, a digital tool, an assessment tool called NearPod. So Bartow County recently, as of yesterday, actually, we found out that NearPod had been purchased at the district level, and which is super exciting for me because this is one I have not played around with very much, but I've heard really great things about. And so when you're looking at the home screen, you can see that there are tons of interactive opportunities available for all different grade levels and subject areas. What I have learned about this so far is that you can pull from already created lessons, and then you can edit those lessons based on standards for your school or for your curriculum in the state. There are tons of different alignments that you can make, or you can just create your own lecture and then have this live time with your students in class, or via digital conferencing, or have students utilize the lectures you create or the games and embedded activities at their own pace. So it really offers a lot of options for differentiation and active learning in regard to student pacing and meeting students where they are and where their needs are. So I feel like this would be a great platform to use for flipped learning, flipped classroom approach, which is what I am planning to definitely try to adhere to next year when I teach AP language in composition. Honestly, just because there is so much in an AP course to cover that one semester is simply not enough. And so I feel like if I can have something like this, like NearPod, structured to where students can actively engage in lessons and also take on the lessons, and I can hold them accountable by integrating quizzes and polls, etc., that they can listen to that stuff at home. Maybe it's a video for maybe classroom or whatever the name may be. And then they can come into school the next day, and then we can workshop what they learned. And so I love the flipped classroom approach for blended learning. I think that is where we're moving to. Homework has kind of become a thing of the past, and I think it's because students feel more confident when they're with a professional in the classroom, someone they can trust and call on when they're, in the thick of the assignment. And so I really think NearPod's going to be neat for that. But like I said, we just got access yesterday, so my account just went live today, and I've been trying to play around a little bit with what this offers. But you can create here lessons, embed videos, create activities. It's partnered with like Google and Teams, Microsoft, I guess, Microsoft Office, so you can just embed your Google Slides or your Quizlets or like anything right directly into the platform. And so it's really neat. I did go through, sorry about that. I thought that was up. I did go through and play around with a presentation for my rhetorical analysis essay, and it is a lot to take in, just like the vast amount of options that you can integrate for the kids. I mean, there's polls, there's quizzes, there's games, there's collaborative exercises, there's slideshows with interactive questions and reflections. So I just kind of put together, threw some things in here. Nothing is perfect by any means. But just kind of looking at what it can do. I implemented a poll for my students to take first. How do you feel about structuring your rhetorical analysis essays with a rating? And so they would live time be able to select one of these. And then that would give me immediate feedback with like how they feel. Considering a lot of students don't like to just come out with that information in front of everyone. And then I embedded my lecture. I'm still working on how to integrate questions to like stop them from growing through it, and then, using that time to respond to a question just for, to make sure that they're following. But anyway, I was able to just pull this, and this is one that I made last night over Google Slides. So that was neat. And then I also just came up with this and played around with this. It's a thesis statement, but I had the students fill in the blanks with specific words down here. So it was really, really rather easy to create. It's just, playing with the platform and seeing what it all entails. So anyway, yeah. So those are some things you can do with NearPod. I think it's it definitely has some major features that could be utilized in a blended classroom or learning environment. Thank you.